It is time to go around the state and talk to people all around Florida to find out what is happening in the hospitality industry. We do this each and every month. And wow, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the panel we have assembled here. This is going to be an exciting few minutes as we talk about hospitality. Look at this. You've seen two of them before here. First up in the top corner, Heiko Dobriko, Executive Vice President of the Las Olas Company and the General Manager of the beautiful Riverside Hotel on Las Olas Boulevard. Heiko is here and ready. John Horn calls himself the CEO, but that stands in his world as Chief Executive Oyster from Anna Maria Oyster Bar. John Horn is here at the bottom. Thank you, John, for the assist. And brand new to the team here for this year's Sheldon Sugo, former incredible hotelier and now a consultant to the tourism and hospitality world. Welcome, guys.
Wow, we're glad to be here, man. Yep. I love having Sheldon on here today. That's an awesome addition.
This will be an interesting time, as it always is with John.
Just to tell you, I mean, every one of these guys, a former chairman of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association and legendary in their own right. So they have all the knowledge. And now let's see how they do with all that knowledge. Let's get this going. We got some topics to talk about. First of all, November is over, which means, guys, topic one, we have good news in the hospitality industry. First of all, no hurricanes at all, no major storms to hit landfall somehow. And we are looking maybe to a Q1 with good prediction there. And that might be looking good. So which one do you guys want to talk about? Talk about the no hurricane season. How did that happen? Talk about the Q1 coming up for our industry. Heiko, let's start with you. What do you got?
Yeah, well, Joel, thank you so much. And Sheldon, welcome to the team here. John, it's always a pleasure having you on this particular podcast. But we dodged a bullet with Melissa. That's something, right? What went into the Caribbean and really did some massive damages. There were some outliers for us. I truly believe that some of the business slowed down for the tourism industry during that Melissa period just shortly, but recovered and rebounded rather quickly. But we dodged a bullet, and I think everybody was very well prepared. We probably write the playbook when it comes to recovery in the state of Florida, and everybody can probably learn from us. So I can tell you our hotel and our company was very well prepared for any kind of storm that would be coming. I felt very comfortable with it. And then I think the other thing that you asked is Q1. How does Q1 look? I think advanced bookings looking great. The Pope listened to me. I said, send a lot of blizzards up north, and he's doing a great job, having already the first wave of snows up there. And I predict it's going to be a record-breaking first quarter. It's going to be amazing.
I love hearing that. All right. John Horn, you guys were hit so hard last year and the years before by those storms. It's got to be a huge relief to have no major storms.
Joel, I mean, everybody's just so relieved because we feel karma helped us because it was just like left, right, just taking chops from up above. But we are so fortunate that we got through this year's hurricane season. I think it's the first one ever that we had no hurricane hit any land in the U.S. So, I mean, it was just so odd how they just kept turning. Every time they would get close to Florida, they would turn. So we were blessed. I know, business was off just a little bit during hurricane season because I think the people that were runaway last year were feeling, we're not going to book. So, but just like Heiko said, we're expecting a huge 2026. There's so much going on. And I think people are feeling good about traveling again. And, between the World Cup down in Miami, that's going to be 7 games in Miami is going to be fabulous. And so one of the things we're hearing also is that, people are traveling here. And what are they traveling for? They're traveling for relaxation. So if they're coming to Miami, if they're coming to Atlanta for a World Cup game, I'm thinking they're going to spend some time because, the games are one a week. So they're going to be looking for things to fill during that. So I think all of Florida is going to get a good feel from the World Cup this year. So we're feeling good. Our hoteliers are telling us, their bookings are picking up drastically right now. So we're going to rock in 26.
All right. And Sheldon, you've been a part of that as south as you can go in the state, the southernmost part of the state, the Keys. So what are you looking at down there?
Well, I think that we all sense that there is going to be some uptick in business. I think it's pent up. We've seen this pent up demand before, where we go into a lull, after whether it's after a hurricane or whether it's after a pandemic. And I think that we're coming around to another pent up season. And I think people are going to hopefully see some economic upturn. I think that there's going to be a sense, if the Fed does well this week and lowers the interest rate again, I think that they're going to see some of the tax effects of the big tax bill. I think we should see some of that in the first quarter. People will actually see evidence. So it's all pointing to a definite uptick in our business.
It's
All right,
interesting.
guys. Yeah,
Shep,
Heiko.
and I just wanted to ask the team here because we didn't talk about it. I also see that the Canadian business is coming back. I think the political climate between Canada and America is getting better. I think they missed us this year, not coming to the US. And I hear from a lot of our repeats that actually did not come this year. They're planning on coming next year. So that's why I really think it's going to be a good first quarter as well. Do you guys hear anything?
Well, the only thing
I think you're right. Go ahead, Sheldon.
No, the only thing that I read is that there are some new restrictions for Canadians that are spending more than 30 days down in the US, that they have to do some paperwork or answer some more questions. And there seems to be a little bit of that, well, why we haven't done this before, but I don't think it'll inhibit our standard visitor. Our winter guests that stay for the season, maybe they'll go through a little bit of inconvenience, but I don't think it anything to deter people.
I think people are getting used to things like that. Yesterday I had to register for a visa to travel through the UK. We're going to see Amanda's brother in London next year, and so now you have to have a visa. So I think travel is changing, but I think people are going to get used to that. They're going to get fine with it. So I know we miss the Canadians, that's for sure. So hopefully everybody will say, well, this is just what we have to do now to travel to even friendly countries. So I think everybody's gonna be, yep, okay, that's what we do. Let's go.
And Heiko, keep mentioning these things to the Pope, I guess. I mean, I thought that went well with what you did earlier. So
listen, we have an American Pope. We might as well just really lean heavy on him.
there you go.
I keep telling him, to be very frank, could we just move Easter into the last week of April every year?
Every year.
Every year. I love it. I want to stay on an issue real quick. Let's do a quick round here on this. But in terms of things that are exciting people to get back out there, is the end of the government shutdown, and it affected the hospitality world a little bit. You guys, give me a minute or so each on how it affected you and what we learned.
Well, I think
let's start with Sheldon. Go ahead.
So I think what happens is that it's more psychological with people. I think that they sense, okay, the government shut down, everything's going to shut down, and I think and the media certainly doesn't help us. So I think we're getting over that. I wish the media would certainly speak a good story after the negative stories, but that just doesn't seem to happen in my experience anyways. It doesn't matter who the president is, and it just keeps going that way. But I think that there is a sense that it's going to take a little bit of time to recover, but we're already seeing it. So I think it's all going to be positive.
Yeah, the Achilles heel here was air travel, right? And when you hear what the news media put out there, it put the traveler in a worrisome situation. There were many folks during the Thanksgiving time that opted not to travel with airplanes, even though the government shutdown was over and they jumped into a car and said, we're going to travel the roadways. And I can tell you, having driven through most of Florida during Thanksgiving, I've never seen traffic like this. It was absolutely incredible what I've seen on the roadway. So the shift was that people maybe didn't take to the air, but took to the roads. And I see a full recovery here. I think it's over. And I think we have seen with previous government shutdowns, if you recall the last one that we have, that was about, 35 days long. It was once again travel that was the Achilles heel and that turned things around.
Mhm.
Yeah, and John, I mean that's why we have Spotlight on Florida.
I can sum it up real easily, Joel. It was all Sheldon's fault. I mean, isn't that what you heard on the media every time? It was always somebody else's fault, you know?
Exactly.
So just pick a side and say it was their fault, not my fault. Gosh, you
That's
know.
exactly right.
So I was just, crazy. Let's solve a problem and let's move on, because we're going to pay everybody back pay, so everybody gets a holiday. So, I mean, what have we accomplished? So it's just, I'm glad it's over. As we said, let's move on and let's stop the finger pointing. Let's learn how to disagree and let's be happy again.
We want to keep the Florida tourism world moving and heading in the up direction. So I'm all in favor of that. And Sheldon, that's why we have channels like this one, Spotlight on Florida, because this is the positive side of the news. We try to make sure that we accentuate that. So we love it. All right, issue 3 now. You are looking at on your screen now, everybody. This is footage from the most recent FRLA Awards ceremony, Florida Restaurant Lodging Association Stars of the Industry Award, Hospitality Stars of the Industry. And the guy you see right there, several awards given out, but one of them went to Heiko Dobriko, who is with us today, and he received Hotelier of the Year for the entire state of Florida. It was quite a night, and everybody was there to see it, and it was fantastic. John Horn, let's start with you. What do you think about the judge's decision, Heiko, as Hotelier of the Year?
It's a no-brainer. The guy, he just radiates hospitality, and not just on Las Olas. He does it all over the state. I mean, all you have to do is mention his name anywhere in Broward County, and people just gush. He absolutely radiates hospitality, and you look in the dictionary for hospitality, you're going to see his face, because Heiko makes sure everyone that walks into his hotel, they feel like it's theirs. And, it's so important now, it's people are using AI to increase experiences in hotels. It's what the expectation is now. And so, you walk into his hotel and I'm telling you, you are just overwhelmed. So kudos to you, Heiko. Well deserved. Easy decision.
I love it. Sheldon, as a former Hotelier of the Year, what do you think about Heiko joining the club?
I think it's great. I mean, you see him at all these events. We've seen him at the summit. We've seen him hosting things. We see this incredible MC. Sorry, John.
He sets the bar, baby.
He has to take the podium this time, but it's so well deserved. And I think it was an easy decision that you got picked this year. And again, I wish I was there to see you receive the award. I know what the feeling's like, and it's something you'll never forget.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Awesome. And Heiko, how did it feel? We've talked to you. We showed some of your interviews already on this network, but what did you think about that night?
Well, it's the pinnacle award, right? I've never received anything like it. And when you're in the room with your fellow peers and there's that standing ovation, and the video was just something that I never expected, what came out of it. And there were some nice things said about me, and it's humbling. It's absolutely humbling. It keeps you grounded, and it also energizes you in order to move forward and even do better. You want to just do better, even after you receive this type of award and recognition for the state. And it just shows you what a great industry we have. And when I looked in the room, and Joel, I didn't mention that when we did the interview, I felt like I was surrounded by family, because we really love each other, and I mean this sincerely. Whether it's our allied vendors that we have that support us unconditionally, always, they're like part of my family, because they make us look good. They provide us with the products and services that just make things happen. And when you take a look at the restaurateurs and that are all around this county, I'm sorry, around the state, we have 40,000 restaurants. 40,000. Just think about this: 40,000 restaurants in the state. And that we have an association that represents all of these restaurants on every level that you can is phenomenal in investing so much into education. And last but not least, we have just over 5,000 hotels in the state, and we are the top industry that makes the state hum. And that's why we have lower taxes, that we don't have a state income tax. It's just a humbling experience being in the room that night, and it makes you feel just warm.
Yeah,
And if I
just
can
for me,
add-
Heiko, I mean, I got to tell you, obviously, Hotelier of the Year for your hotel, you easily win that award. But just in terms of the whole industry, just following you on social media. And if you don't follow Heiko on social media, jump on and like him and follow him now, because what he does for the whole industry and to support everybody is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Sheldon, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I think that, especially on social media, Heiko, you get the whole gist of it. It's not just an individual reward, but it's really for a recognition of the teams that support you, and the people. And I think if you take a look at the winners of these, this recognition, that they've recognized their teams. They understand really it's all about, you're just a leader, you're one person, but it's really about these people that do the jobs every single day, and in a sense they get recognized because of you as a leader. So you hit that almost in every single one of your social media posts, and kudos to you, Heiko.
It's servant leadership at the end of the day, folks. We lead by serving others first.
Mhm.
Period. End of story. And that's what it's all about.
Yep.
And I'm so glad to hear, Heiko, that it motivates you to do more. So we don't want you like ending the career now that you got the award. So that's that's fantastic.
like some people, huh? Is that what you're saying, Joel?
He's
No,
taking
no,
a shot.
Oh, follow
Not
along
at
with this
all.
consultant down there.
no. Only talking about Heiko. I didn't even think about. Sorry.
Well, how many months was it from the time you were awarded the Hotelier of the Year till you retired, Sheldon? Was it like, okay, I'm done, check the box?
It was hours.
No, I think it was about a year. I think it was about a year and a half, 2 years after.
Nothing to do with my question.
So it wasn't
All right.
checking the box.
Guys, we like to take a minute during this interview and make sure you can tell us what's going on in your area, either your business, your region, something cool and exciting you like. So take a few seconds here and let's talk about your area. And Heiko, let's start with you.
Sure. Well, we have December 13th coming up, which is the Winterfest Boat Parade. The greatest
that's
show
fabulous.
in H2O. Our hotel is always the hosting hotel. It starts all here at the Riverside Hotel. We have roughly 3,000 spectators just at our hotel. We have about 1 million along the waterways, so that's very exciting. We are also doing the ribbon cutting of the Omni Fort Lauderdale coming up in just a couple of weeks, and that's exciting. It's an 801 room convention center hotel that we've been fighting for. The first conversation was 2003 when we started to talk about this, and it's finally coming to fruition. Sometimes it's an uphill battle. It took four different type of votes till it finally got approved over the over 2 decades. But that's government for you. Sometimes it takes just a little bit longer. And I think it's going to be an economic engine like we have not seen before in our county. And the expansion of the convention center has been just phenomenal. The space looks beautiful, and we are pretty stoked about that. So those are the 2 big announcements that I have. Number 1, let's have some fun and ring in the holiday season with the Winterfest Boat Parade, and full bore ahead with the Omni Fort Lauderdale.
I love that. I want to come down to that.
Oh, Joel, if you've never been, we went several years ago. We stayed at Heiko's hotel, and we rented a boat to go out and watch the boat parade. It is an experience that everyone should make the time to do, because it's just phenomenal. And staying in that gorgeous property makes it even better to go out and watch the parade. They do a phenomenal job for that.
That's awesome. John, what do we got going on in your area?
So we've got our legislative breakfast coming up in about 10 days. We'll have 6 of our legislators in for breakfast, which is tremendous. They always come in full force and listen to us and listen to what's going on in the industry from the FRLA. You know, what do we have coming up? So we're trying to get them before sessions January 13th to March 13th. But it was interesting, and what I mentioned earlier about the traveling, you know, with people coming for next year for the World Cup, is people, we've just heard this from Visit Sarasota. People are looking for relaxation travel right now. They want to go sit on a beach, sit by a pool, read a book, you know, listen to podcasts. People are looking to spend a little bit more time on themselves. And Florida's just geared for that perfectly, aren't they? I mean, if you can't find a beach or a pool in Florida to sit and read a book and just relax, this is a place to do it. So one of the things they're telling all of us is make sure everything's up to date on your social media. You know, your Google Business, Google My Business. You go on there and make sure it's ready, because people are using AI more and more, and so AI is looking for those buzzwords. They're looking for what stands out, what's current. So we all have to make sure our properties are current for AI. That is a huge thing that everybody in our area is pushing all of us to look into, to make sure that's what we're going to do. But like I said, with 7 World Cups in Miami, I think Florida is going to explode in the next year. Not to mention, I mean, it's our I can't even tell you, it's quintillion or 250th year.
Sesquicentennial.
Yes, sesquintennial. I don't know how they. Yeah, but I think there's going to be so much going on, just people traveling in our country. So I've got high hopes for 2026. I think it's going to be just a fabulous year for hospitality.
Absolutely.
And Sheldon down in the Keys.
Down in the Keys. Well, I have to speak about my old haunt, Hawks Cay. They just are completing an unbelievable redo of their marina. They have the grand opening this weekend. I mean, they tore that whole place apart. They put a brand new store in. And then they redid every single dock and piling in that marina. Brand new seawall, all new electronics. They put audio systems in. They just have gone to town, and I was shocked at to the extent that they took this project, and it all comes to fruition this weekend. And they have a boat parade with participants from Duck Key and the community, and so it's a pretty exciting time. I'm very happy for them, especially under Reggie Cooper, their managing director. He's leading them in the right way. They've got a lot of things going on. Their water park is under design and soon to be demolition of the whole area, and then construction will start in the new year. So pretty exciting times over at Hawks Cay.
You know, it's
I love
interesting,
it.
and I want to just point this out because John and Sheldon kind of ignited this thought process. But I want to give a shout out to Visit Florida for their campaign and their rebranding Live More Floridays. And what John is talking about, and when you're a boater and you love boat life, I mean, boaters are a different breed. They're the nicest people you ever meet. You know, I mean, it's just phenomenal. You know, and I love our marina here. But I think this whole rebranding that Visit Florida did, and Live More Floridays, and bringing Jimmy Buffett's legacy alive, and really creating the Jimmy Buffett Boulevard, which is pretty much A1A from the Keys all the way up to Georgia. It's just phenomenal. I think we have an opportunity as an industry to really piggyback on that and really tell about these experiences. What is Floridays, right? I mean, I've been to Sheldon's old property so many times, and that's Floridays. I mean, you want to swim with the dolphins, that's Floridays, right? You want to sit out by the
Absolutely.
water and just listen to some steel drum band, that's Floridays, and have a cold one. So kudos to Visit Florida for creating that partnership with Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reef Band, and bringing that to life. I think it's fantastic.
Awesome. Hey, guys, we are just about out of time, but I have to make sure we talk about Tourism Day coming up January 21st in Tallahassee. Let's keep this to give me a 30-second commercial of why people should go to Tourism Day in Tallahassee on the 21st. And Sheldon, you're up first.
Just go. I mean, it's that simple. Sign up and go. I mean, it is an incredible experience. You get to see our association at work. You get to see what Carol and team have all put together. And it really is something that everyone needs to experience.
And John?
No, and not just, I couldn't agree more, because it's just so important for our members to see what's going on. But it's so important that our representatives and senators see us there and see that we'll make the trip to Tallahassee to tell them, here's what's going on. Here's what you're doing is affecting. Here's how it's affecting my business, my little restaurant, my hotel, and my people. And it's just crucial. We can't assume that they know every aspect of our business. So we've got to go teach them. We have to go tell stories and just walk in the halls up there. But being around fellow hoteliers, restaurateurs it's the best. It's absolutely the best.
And Heiko.
As the late Bob Leonard said so eloquently many years ago, you have two choices in life. You can either sit at the table or be on the menu. Pick one, choice is yours. And I love to sit at the table. I don't want to be on the menu. And there's a lot of stuff on the menu, whether it's Visit Florida funding, TDT legislation, whether it's hemp beveraging. I don't even know. I cannot even wrap my hands around that one yet. Whether it is about property taxes. So there's a lot of key issues that are truly at our fingertips that we need to sit at the table and have sensible conversation, what that means to our industry and our businesses, and help and educate the decision makers, the lawmakers, in order to move in the right direction. And that's what it's really all about.
Guys, it was a great conversation. It couldn't have gone any better than it did for the first panel here, last panel of the year. The three of you, amazing. We hope you'll come back and talk to us some more. And thanks for joining us.
Especially with these
We're
two.
glad to have Sheldon on today.
Oh, it was a pleasure being with John and Heiko. So
happy holidays. And Merry Christmas,
right.
Happy Hanukkah,
Merry Christmas. Yep.
All the best for 26 to all.
All right, guys. You take
Happy
care.
holidays.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Spotlight on Florida continues on now.